Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron and welcome back to the Gamertron Show and welcome to part number 6 of the VlogTronShow. I've done 6 of this crap already. This will be my 6th vlog, my 6th filler video, my 6th lazy filler content meant to whet your appetite while I work on the actual decent stuff. So for today's vlog video, I found something out the past couple weeks that disturbed the hell out of me, and I thought, why the hell not just bring this up and casually in an unscripted format just talk to you about this crazy shit. So it turns out console fanboys are still a thing. Yeah, I know. You would think these people, and I use that in quotation marks, these people would die out from the lack of brain cells, but no, they're still around. They have YouTube channels, and they're spreading propaganda about pieces of plastic that play video games. I know, this is real. I didn't want to believe it, but this is still happening. This is still around. There are still man-children, grown-ass adults, raging an imaginary console war over what they play video games on. And it's scary. It's so scary, man. So I discovered these YouTube channels called Rags and Fringy, or Fringy. I completely forgot the pronunciation of his name. My apologies. But yeah, I discovered these YouTubers and they're rant response YouTubers. And this video should be going up around the same time I upload my video and my thoughts on YouTubers that make response videos and the thought of me remaking response videos, so you guys should have an idea of my opinion on that. But these guys, they're some of the good response YouTubers. They're not necessarily in it for the money, but of course that always plays a part, but they are, for the most part, in it for the message and pointing out stupidity when people are being stupid. And that mostly has to do with console fanboys, which I really can't believe still fucking exist. I knew there were console fanboys, but I thought they were such a small margin of people, regulated to mostly trolls in the IGN and GameSpot comment sections who were looking to start fights over the consoles. That brings up an old YouTube memory. Do you guys remember, for those of you who watch IGN and GameSpot comment sections, it wasn't just in IGN's GameSpot comment section, it was basically for almost any and all gaming videos, there were these groups of users, these groups of trolls that had YouTube names and pictures, icons, based off anime characters, mostly Naruto. These trolls with usernames for Naruto characters and pictures of Naruto characters in their icons, they were basically just going around starting console wars in the comment section, saying, oh, this console sucks, this console's better, and you know they were full of shit, and if you tried to talk to them, they'd just insult you. For those of you who've been following gaming and YouTube the past few years, there's no doubt that you saw those little freaks. That's where I thought the console war and console fanboys were relegated to. I thought it was just down to those trolls in comment sections. But no. There are people, there are grown adults who seriously worship and defend and attack and lie for and make excuses for and over video game consoles, and it just... ugh, it actually makes my spine crawl. Like, how separated are you from reality? To dedicate your spare time, to dedicate your gaming over a video game console and console wars, this imaginary fantasy that one console has to be better than another. It's my spine's crawling right now just thinking about it. It's so weird. It's so unnatural. So unnatural that you would force yourself into this weird fantasy, this weird bubble of non-reality over video games and the piece of plastic you play them on. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. There are these people, these console fanboys, these console fanboy YouTubers that are so obsessed with this fantasy that they're literally ignoring reality. They're ignoring the important things going on in life, the important social issues, the politics that are going on right now. They're ignoring real life in favor of this weird, creepy fantasy. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand this need for confirmation bias and self-validation over a video game console and what games you play on that console. Is just, I'm actually developing a headache thinking about this because it's so stupid. I feel the need to explain what's wrong with this whole thing, but I shouldn't need to. I shouldn't need to explain why being a console fanboy is wrong, why ignoring facts, fabricating lies, doing and saying all this absurd shit for the sake of a piece of plastic and metal that plays video games. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna go get some Advil. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna go get some Advil because my head is genuinely hurting right now. And honestly, when you really think about it, you're just inflicting needless misery onto yourself. You're being needlessly miserable. You're being needlessly angry. You're being needlessly upset over such trivial shit. Like what games are exclusive to what console, and getting upset when a game isn't exclusive anymore. Like, you should be happy that a game isn't exclusive anymore, because that means more people can play and experience the game. And if it's a good game, well, that's a great thing, because more people get to experience an awesome game. Why would you be upset over that? Don't get me wrong, like, consoles need exclusives. That's why you buy consoles, for the exclusive games. But it's nothing to get infuriated over. But worse than that is the lies. These fanboys tell themselves, and they tell one another, and they tell others. It's creepy. It's actually genuinely creepy how they're so willing to live in this fantasy world where PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or PC is inferior. It's somehow magically inferior to whatever they're playing. Ignore the facts. Ignore the truth. Ignore the hard evidence. Ignore reality. Ignore what is. Because I have this bizarre obsession with this one video game console. I am going to fabricate this fantasy, this false reality that nothing, absolutely nothing, is better than the Sony or Microsoft brand, that absolutely nothing is more powerful, more user and customer friendly. Nothing is better than the console and the brand I have associated myself with. I need more Advil. This is enough. This isn't working. I just don't get what's enjoyable about that. What is satisfying? What is fulfilling about that? Getting constantly angry, getting constantly upset when your lies, your false reality doesn't come to pass because it's not true. You invented it. You made it up. It doesn't matter how many times you tell yourself, my Xbox One is better than everything else. My PlayStation 4 is better than everything else. And as a PC gamer, and I'm coming at this from a PC gamer standpoint, I don't get why console players are so happy with the consoles that they got, because the consoles that you got, like comparing the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, like, I kind of feel, if I was a console player, I would have felt ripped off. I don't know why there are Microsoft and Sony apologists. Like, I'm sorry, console players, but you got fucked over with this latest generation of consoles. Both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 struggle to run games at 1080p 60 FPS, something that the PC has been able to do for over a decade now. Like, Microsoft and Sony screwed you with the latest generation. It was barely an upgrade from the free and the 360, but these console fanboys are praising the Xbone and the PS4 as like they're some godly machines that can run games on the best settings. And even if the games can't actually, factually, statistically, technically run the games at the best settings, they're still somehow magically the best settings just because the game is on that console. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, video games are supposed to be about fun. They're supposed to be about fun. They're supposed to be about immersing yourselves in these stories, in these worlds. They're about playing with friends online. They're about social interactivity, online interactivity. They're about all these amazing things that video games are capable of. Yet these weird people are so obsessed with associating themselves and declaring their allegiance to this brand. Oh my god, just right now, I just realized why console fanboys and this imaginary console war is so infuriating to me. Because it reminds me of politics. It reminds me of two groups of nimrods lying and yelling at each other for useless, non-existent personal gain. This explains so much why console wars sicken me, because it reminds me of politics. It's nonsensical, it's over the top, it's filled with lies, deceit, and bullshit. And in the end, nobody wins. However, because I should wrap this up with a positive spin, don't ever get involved in console fanboyism. Play your video games, whatever you like to play them on. Doesn't matter the console, doesn't matter the gaming PC. Play your games on whatever you want to play games on. Just don't become irrational over your console of choice. Don't lie for and damage control for corporations like Microsoft and Sony that don't give a shit about you. They care about your money. they couldn't care less about you. I mean, I use NVIDIA graphics cards for my PCs. That's just because I prefer NVIDIA graphics cards. I'm not gonna lie for NVIDIA and bash AMD and AMD graphics cards just because I use NVIDIA. That's stupid. It doesn't matter how you play games, and we shouldn't get upset and tribalistic over what we play games on. We should just be able to talk about and play and enjoy and love the actual video games, because that's what, gaming is supposed to be about. The games. So yeah, this was a vlog rant about console fanboyism and console wars and all that crap. Remember, don't do it, kids. It's like drugs. It's bad for you. Playing video games, however, is good for you, and I need to get back on that and making actual good videos about video games. So this video is now going to come to a close, so if you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, remember to hit that like button. If you, again, enjoyed this, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on what I talked about in this video? If you want to help out and support the video, there is always social media, Twitter and Facebook, and for those of you that want to help me out and support me financially in case YouTube somehow goes down the pooper, I get a copyright strike or something like that, there's always Patreon to help me financially to keep doing what I'm doing. Anyways, that's a video. Gonna bring it to a close, and I'll see you all later.